BJ from Game Gumbo. I've got my guests here, Dean and Deron from Meeple Town, and we are talking spicy hot games. And one of those spicy hot games is a game designed by a friend of the show, Wray from the Opinionated Gamers. I mean, look at the name. It's called Xylotar.
I'm so happy right now.
I'm cracking up.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no absolute thing. Deron, speaking of that last game, this one has no theme. So it's supposed to have a theme. It started out as a trick-taking game based on a name called Magic Trick by Wray. Wray has been on the show many times, loves trick-taking. He's the head of the trick-taking guild. He knows the history of trick-taking games, and he's designed dozens of these. But he designed Magic Trick, a game I've never played that was really highly rated. Bezier Games picked it up, and they changed the theme to, imagine, Steve, it's the 1980s. This bear comes up with a 1980s colored Xylotar, a xylophone and a guitar together. You discovered it in year 2024, and you have no idea how to play it. So you're looking at this Xylotar, and you're trying to figure out how to play it. Okay. That's as close to a theme as you're going to get, because really what the game is about, it's a trick-taking game. In this trick-taking game, the players are going to split up all of the cards in the deck, minus a couple of suits, depending on the player count. But you'll split up all the cards in the deck. And then the cards in the deck, as you can see, on the backs of them, they list the suits being basically the colors. And on the other side, the front part of the card, it shows a number. And the numbers go from 0 to the top value of each suit. Each suit has a different top value. So one of them may go all the way to 8, while one of them may only go to 4. But here's the kicker. In true Bonanza style, you're going to, or maybe not Bonanza, but you're going to divide up the deck, look at your hand, just like any trick-taking game, you're going to organize them by strength all the way to the weakest cards. Because the object of the game is to score points by winning individual tricks. And if anybody hasn't played a trick-taking game, it's basically everybody play a card. Strongest card wins that trick. You take the trick, you get a point. Simple, right? No. Once you order those cards from strongest to weakest, you hand your hand to the player to the left, who doesn't get to look at them. They place them face down, just like it shows here, without seeing what those cards are. All they know, Dean and Deron are looking at their hands, and they know the left side is the strongest all the way to the weakest, but they have no idea what numbers are behind those suits. And then you play one card at a time, trying to win the suits. Well, how would you do that? Because you don't know what your cards are? Because the cards on the back show you not only the suit, but they also show you the potential strength of the card. So you don't have to remember that. You know that if your suit says 0 to 8, for instance, but it's in the middle of the pack and the card next to it to the left is a 0 to 4, well, obviously your card is not higher than a 4 because they have to be ordered from strongest to lowest. So we'll play through that. As if that wasn't enough. Also does one cool twist. You can get 5 bonus points if you can correctly guess how many bids you're going to win, how many tricks you're going to win. Okay, we've seen that before, right? In other trick-taking games. Yeah, but you don't just get to name a bid, Steve. You got to take 2 cards that are next to each other that you haven't seen before and flip them over, play one as your hand that time, as your turn, and play the other one secretly as your bid. So you can't do it right away because you have no idea what the strength of your hand is. But you can't wait too long because then the 2 cards next to each other might have nothing to do with how strong of a run you've had. So, oh man, it sounds really crunchy, but it's not. It's about as pure of a trick taker as I've ever seen. I introduced it to the game group. One of the guys is a big bourrée player. I mean, like bourrée extraordinaire. So he's trick taking expert. And he just, oh man, he took to it like like my cousin Boudreaux just jumping on some jambalaya. I mean, he's like all over. He's just loving this thing. So it's not torture at all, Kelly. It's absolutely fantastic. Because really, you're just, you can kind of do some things. When I gave my hand to Darren, I know that Darren's left card all the way. I know exactly what those cards are. I can't remember all 12 of them, but Darren, I can remember the top 2 cards that I gave you. So I can eliminate those out of my cards because there's only one number in each suit. If it's 0 to 8, you only have one of each of those numbers, right? You also know that, again, like I told you, if the 0 to 4 is to the left of the 0 to 8, well, then I know that the 0 to 8 can't be all the way to 8. It's got to be 4 or less. So as you're playing cards, you're starting to deduce, and then you see Steve play the 3 red. You know that you don't have the 3 red. You must have something less than the 3 red. So does that make sense? Is that enticing at all, Xylotar?
I want to try it.
No.
Just for the polar bear on the cover.
No.
No.
My first thought was Xylotar is, okay, who in Spinal Tap played the Xylotar? Because you said the different numbers go up to different colors go up to different numbers. Which one goes up to 11? That's what I want to know.
Right. Which one goes up to 11?
This sounds like, to me, and I'm open to give something a shot, but it sounds like every "but wait, there's more" made me want to say, "But wait, isn't that enough?"
There's only 3 rules, though. Win the tricks for points, guess your bid, order the cards, and hand them to the left. That's it. That's the 3 rules of the game.
It seems wonky, but here's the thing I've been thinking the whole time is the logistics of playing a Xylotar is a little more, just trying to figure that out is about as difficult as it would be to play this game. I feel like, he has 2 sticks in his hands, but there's also knobs at the top. How does that work?
How does that even work?
Yeah.
Dean did not hear a word you said, BJ.
He never got past the first line.
He never got past the cover.
No, but I'm with Steve. It seems wonky to me, even though I really want to give it a try. I think because of your excitement, that's why I wanted to try it. But when you're the whole passing your whole hand to somebody else, I don't love games where I don't know what cards are in my hand anyway. Like what was the fireworks one? The
Hanabi. That's the one I was trying to think of. Hanabi.
Hanabi, yeah.
Hanabi is the one I was trying to think of.
I enjoyed that when I used to play it a lot, but I think the more games I play, the less I like games like that. But I'll try this.
I was excited to play it already because I knew about Magic Trick, but when I played it, I remember laughing and enjoying it the same as I did the first time Steph Hodge taught me Scout, or the first time that I played Sea Salt and Paper. I mean, that I'm planting my flag, Steve.
But be fair, you also probably love it because of the theme being an old school Xylotar player from back in the Xylotar synth 80s. That appealed to you. But I think I'm with Dean on this one too. I would happily give it a try, but it's got to convince me because while you say there are 3 rules have sub rules. So yes, all you have to do is place your bid, but they're going to come from 2 cards in the middle that you don't know, that you have to look at them and pick one and then play one and not. So that one rule actually has 3 rules.
Berla, I'm calling it. This, if you guys played at ChuckCon, this is going to be the #1 game about 1980s music instruments that you guys play. #1 with a bullet.
You might be right there.
Got it.
You might be right there.
I would be completely shocked if at the end of ChuckCon, if you guys bring this. The problem is that it's not going to be available till Gen Con. So it's going to be tough to get between now and then. Although I think you could probably figure out how to make your own set if you want to. But if you guys played at ChuckCon, I would be absolutely surprised if we only counted new card games that you guys played, that this wasn't this wasn't the top or one of the top games. Yeah. I sometimes you just know, and this game right here is fantastic.
I don't know that Bezier did Chris a service with this by pasting on an additional.
You think Magic Trick? It should have just.
I think Magic Trick with just colors and straight trick taking. It's like saying, okay, now all of your cards, all of your face cards are going to. The Jack's a bass player. Isn't that cool? The Ace is lead vocals. Or no, Ace would be playing lead guitar. That'd be Ace Frehley from Kiss. But if you had to do stuff like that, then you've made it less of a card game. And I think that might detract. I think if you're going to make an abstract trick taker, just go with it, embrace it. Let the rules be the rules.
Darren, you've been quiet. What are you thinking?
Well, when I first heard the rules for Scout, or when I first heard the rules for Ghost of Christmas, both of those, I thought, that's just a bit too much. I just want a simple trick-taking game with a little twist. But when I played both of those, I really enjoyed both of those. And they're like two of my top favorite games. So when I'm hearing you say here, it doesn't intrigue me. I think with Steve and Dean, this is a bit too much, a bridge too far. But, if I played it, it could be one of the best ever.
All right, so I'm hearing try from everybody. Dean, are you going to join the Xylotar crew? Are you a try also?
I'll play this for sure. And come up with some kind of cool, 80s jingle to this song. That would be fun. There'd be a lot of fun side conversations about Xylotaring.
All right,
you
so
think
that's
David Lee Roth?
That's right. Yeah, David Lee Roth. That's right.
Yeah.
So far, my favorite new card game of this year, but I am getting shot down by the.
But that says a lot, though. I think Dean's right. Seeing your enthusiasm about it makes it a definite play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I literally can't wait. We're getting together with the family this weekend, and I'm going to be breaking out again. So I cannot wait. That is Xylotar. BJ.